BooTube, hi guys! This is my part 2 video for Arrow Season 5, Episode 3, titled A Matter of Trust. And if you have not watched part 1, I'm gonna say it now. The reason why I am in literally my room and I'm actually slightly more quiet than I usually am is because right now I started recording around 12:50 something in the morning, and right now it's 1:07 in the morning. So yes, it's late, and I'm not alone in this household, so I can't really be loud, and hence why I'm in my room instead of my typical recording spot. But anyway, going back to where I left off, while this is all happening, like I said, Diggle is incarcerated, right? What really threw me off is when, they took Diggle to his cell, because, he had that, when people are incarcerated, they talk to their loved ones through, like, a glass window thing with the phone and everything. After that, they take him back to his cell, and Diggle freaks out because when he turns around, he sees somebody. He's like, "Hey, no, don't let me in here," right? And I was like, who could possibly be there? Obviously someone he knows, right? And then when we see it, I freaked out because it's none other than Floyd Lawton. And if you guys don't remember who Floyd Lawton is, he is the one who's... If you guys don't remember who Floyd Lawton is in the comics the very well-known assassin known as Deadshot. You may remember Will Smith plays him in the Suicide Squad movie. But anyway, the fact that Floyd Lawton was there, incarcerated, and Diggle's cellmate totally threw me off. I was like, wait, Deadshot's alive? And he's Diggle's cellmate? What is going on, right? And that next time we see them, they see him talking and everything, and the topic of Diggle's brother comes up, and Diggle actually admits to Floyd, that he actually killed his own brother. And Floyd's all, in a way, kind of mocking him, like, all this time you were mad at me for supposedly killing your brother, and here you are, you're the one who actually pulled the trigger yourself. And I was like, ooh, you hit him right below the belt, Deadshot. That was uncalled for. But as true as that is, it technically really is true, because remember, for the longest time, Diggle believed that his brother Andy was killed by Deadshot, right? And turns out that wasn't the case. Andy was alive this whole time and working for the ghosts, right? So technically Deadshot never killed Andy. But the longest time Diggle believed that, and he constantly blamed Deadshot for it. And then toward the end, he's the one that ended up pulling the trigger on his own brother, killing his own brother. And there's a moment where Lila actually visits him. He's in his cell, and she's there at the cell, like, just bars separating them. And there's a moment where Diggle's like, he mentions his cellmate, and she's like, who? And he turns around, and Floyd is not there. So we find out that Floyd Lawton is in fact not there. He was never there to begin with. When Diggle was talking to Floyd, apparently Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot, was literally just Diggle hallucinating because of his guilt over killing Andy. And because of that, he told Lila, I'm gonna stop fighting these charges, and I want you to stop fighting them too. I'm not gonna fight these anymore. I feel so much guilt over Andy. I'm just gonna take what they give me. Whatever charges they give me, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna fight anymore, and I don't want you to fight them either. Give me a sec, guys. My computer just shut off. Sorry about that, guys. I literally had my notes on this episode on my laptop, like, right in front of me. It's, like, right here. And my battery died. So I had to find my charger to plug it in and find my notes again. I was like, no! It just went blank. I'm like, oh, great, my battery died. But anyway, back where was I? Yeah, apparently when Diggle got in his cell and had that whole conversation with Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot, apparently that was just simply him hallucinating Deadshot as his cellmate due to the fact that he has immense guilt for killing his own brother. Because remember, and the reason why it was Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot, that he hallucinated, because for the longest time he had so much hatred for Deadshot because he believed Deadshot killed his brother a long time ago, when in fact never did. Andy was alive, and it was him that he's the one who ended up killing his own brother. But anyway, he decides to, whatever charges come at him, even though he's falsely accused, but even though he's falsely accused, whatever charges come at him, he decides to stop fighting it and just take it head on, to the point where he even tells his wife Lila to just stop fighting the charges, right? So it's like, no, don't let anything happen to Diggle. I actually like Diggle. Come on, guys, don't kill my don't do anything to Spartan. If you guys kill off Spartan somehow, in some way, because of this, I will beat you guys up so bad, because I love John Diggle. If you hurt my John Diggle, my Spartan, my black driver, I will hurt you guys. I even love the actor even more, so don't hurt my Diggle, guys. Come on. It's just wrong. It really is wrong that this is happening to Diggle, all because, Diggle did not want to be in the superhero vigilante life anymore, that he just wanted to go back to something that he's familiar with, and the moment he gets back to it, he's falsely accused of everything, and then the guilt over his brother is just making him hallucinate stuff. Don't put Diggle down this downward spiral. I really hope that, things come out okay for John Diggle. I really do, because I love him so much. I love him as Spartan. I love him as John Diggle. I love the actor. No, but anyway, apparently at one point, the entire team, Oliver, Felicity, Curtis, Renee, Evelyn, and gosh, I forgot his name already, Rory, they find out that apparently this new revived Derek Sampson, who now has superhuman strength and the inability to feel pain, is now apparently, he wants to create more versions of himself, and then he apparently found out that the chemicals he fell in is the reason why he got the superhuman strength and the inability to feel pain. So he's like, you know what, I want to make more of me, so I'm going to get a bunch of my gangster friends, and we're going to go back and make more of my Stardust, because apparently the chemicals he fell in, before the liquid from the pipes went inside the chemicals and turned it a different color, apparently it was all chemicals to create that new designer drug Stardust, and it was just mixed in with the whatever chemicals was in those pipes. But he decided to go back there because he wanted to make more versions of himself, so they could, like, pretty much take down, shoot, I already forgot his name. Remember the actor who plays Tyrese in The Walking Dead? Gosh, I forgot the name of the character he's playing here in Green Arrow. Oh, it's horrible, but, they basically are doing this because they want to overthrow him, because now he's, like, taking control of all the gangsters and all that stuff, and they're like, you know what, we don't want to be under his command, so we all become superhuman. If we all become superhuman, we could take him down, right? And so Oliver and the team find out that what he's doing, and, they're like, we gotta stop him before he makes a bunch of superhuman people alongside him, right? And since Samson plans on making a bunch of superhuman army, Green Arrow's like, you know what? He's bringing an army, I'm gonna bring my team. So Green Arrow decides to trust his team and bring his team with them, including a very repentant wild dog, which I thought was really, really cool, right? And I was geeking out so bad because we already saw Renee, aka Wild Dog, in costume when we first spotted him, and Rory's debut, we already saw him in his Ragman outfit, right? But Evelyn Sharp, as well as Curtis Holt, we have yet to see them both in costume, and I really wanted to see at least Curtis, mainly because Curtis Holt is in fact in the comics, in the DC Comics, as an actual legitimate Justice League character known as Mr. Terrific, right? We all knew this. There were so many hints to it. I mean, when we heard the name of the character, we already knew who he was, if you guys already knew. And there were some other small hints, like when there was that one episode, I forgot what season, where the calculator, Felicity's dad, pretty much had control of Roy, which was the return of Roy. And remember when Roy tried to steal something from Palmer Tech at the time that Curtis was there? Remember, he threw this little silver ball thing at Roy, and it had a little T mark on it, and that's one of the things that Mr. Terrific in the comics and in animation has had plenty of, and we've seen, so that was a cool nod. But this was the greatest thing ever, because not only did we actually see Evelyn in like somewhat of a costume, we see my boo, Curtis Holt, in his Mr. Terrific outfit. Not only do we see him in costume, he even has the T-mask in the middle of his freaking face. I'm so happy. Even before they went off like that, when Green Arrow brought them all in together, he was wearing the jacket. He was wearing the jacket, and he even made reference to why he was wearing the jacket. He's like, you guys don't know this saying? It's from one of my favorite, apparently, I think it was like a wrestler or something, and he's like, Mr. Terrific, you don't know him? And the moment he said that, and then I saw him in his full costume with the T-mask, done, dead, R.I.P. to me. I was so happy to see that, you have no idea. I was geeking out like crazy. But anyway, they end up showing up at the hideout, and they managed to work together and defeat Samson and his men, which was so awesome. I was so happy. I was already on cloud 9 seeing Mr. Terrific, that I didn't give a dang about anything else. But seeing them work together as a actual well-oiled unit was just like cherry on top for me. But anyway, I believe this is also the episode where Oliver actually trusts his team so much that he actually decides to bring Renee, Evelyn, and Rory to the Arrow Cave. Because remember, of course, Oliver's obviously been there, Felicity obviously has been there, and even Curtis has been in there. But Renee, Evelyn, and Rory have never been in there, so they get introduced to the Arrow Cave, where they literally stand in awe because they're looking at, I wouldn't say statues, but remember where all the, like, Spartan's costume, Black Canary's costume, and Speedy's costume all are. They're all admiring their surroundings and the costumes of the other team members that have left. And it's a big step for Oliver to trust them, you know, with his identity. But then he also made that big step in trusting them to go on the field with him. And trust them to bring them to the Arrow Cave, because already Curtis was already borderline for Oliver, so he's taking a really big step. And also during this episode, Thea, she's going through some things because a lot of people are questioning, Mayor Oliver Queen, because, remember Thea appointed, what was his name? Quentin Lance as deputy mayor. And Oliver, during the episode, finds this out and he's like, fix it. And during all this time, Thea tries to fix it, but just ends up getting Oliver bashed more on media. And because of that, Thea, she nearly resigns because she was the one who appointed Quentin Lance as deputy mayor. But later on, Oliver makes a public announcement saying he publicly endorses Thea's decision and feels honored to have Quentin Lance as his deputy mayor, and that he trusts his team. He trusts new deputy mayor Quentin Lance. He trusts his sister. He trusts everyone on his team when it comes to being mayor. But that was also a little subtext nod to his actual team in the Arrow Cave, who's watching the entire announcement in the Arrow Cave, which I thought was pretty freaking cool. And what really broke my heart is the fact that Felicity also, during the episode, feels really guilty of the fact that she was the reason why Rory's the only living survivor in Haven Rock, and she actually admitted it to him. Granted, he didn't get mad, But he had a very blank look on his face and just straight up left the arrow cave, and just, you could tell he's upset, and I'm kind of worried. But anyway, Lila ends up approaching Oliver because she tells her what's happened to Diggle and that she wants him to help break Diggle out. So anyway, I'm running out of time, but this is my reaction rant to Arrow Season 5, Episode 3, titled A Matter of Trust. And I'll see you for Legends of Tomorrow.